So, imagine you are trying to direct a live television broadcast. You've got, multiple camera feeds, complex audio backups running.
And you're streaming to what, like a dozen different platforms?
Exactly. Now
Yeah.
imagine trying to control all of that from a box that only measures about 5 by 4
I
inches.
mean, normally you would need a massive server rack for that kind of workload.
Right. But for today's deep dive, we are looking at a spec sheet from HDTVSupply. It's for this highly specific device, the Kiloview KVW-E3 dual-channel video encoder.
Yeah, and the mission today is really to cut through all the heavy AV jargon on this page.
Because we need to figure out how a $499 piece of gear actually pulls this off. So just starting at the beginning, this device takes in 2 distinct video feeds at the exact same time.
Right, you get a standard HDMI port for up to 4K resolution at several frames per second, and then a 3G-SDI port for up to 1080p at 60 frames.
Which is, it's basically like having a master bilingual translator who is flawlessly listening to 2 complex languages at once. You can even mix them into picture-in-picture modes on the fly.
And that 3G SDI input is actually crucial. It uses those rugged locking cables that professionals rely on for long runs. So it won't just accidentally pull out if someone trips over a wire.
Yeah, that is a lifesaver. So you can run a high-end broadcast camera and some standard consumer gear simultaneously. But the obvious question is, well, how does it handle that massive influx of data without instantly crashing your local network?
Well, the spec sheet points to a compression standard called HEVC, or H.265.
Right, because older encoders basically just send every single pixel of every single frame, right? Like 60 times a second.
Exactly, which is just an absurd amount of data.
Mm.
But HEVC is a lot smarter. It only transmits the pixels that actually change from frame to frame.
Oh, so if your subject is sitting in front of a static brick wall.
The encoder doesn't keep sending the data for the brick wall over and over.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that mechanism alone cuts the required bandwidth by more than half, all while keeping that 4K image perfectly crisp.
Okay, so because HEVC shrinks the file size so efficiently, it frees up a massive amount of network bandwidth, and that allows the Kiloview to do something pretty wild.
The 16 streams.
Yes. The specs claim it can stream to 16 destinations simultaneously. Wait, 16 at once. If I send 16 different massive 4K files out of my router right now, my whole network is going to melt.
Oh, absolutely.
Ah.
But it's not doing that. It's not putting 16 massive shipping containers on the road at once, It's smartly breaking them down.
Okay, how so?
It creates 8 main streams at full 1080p. Think of those as your heavy freight trucks. And then 8 substreams at 720p, which are your smaller delivery vans.
Ah, I see.
Plus, you can cap the total data flow at 100 megabits per second, so your local internet highway never gets jammed up.
So it's actively organizing the traffic.
Right. And it speaks all the necessary routing languages to do it.
Yeah.
NDI HX3 for ultra-fast local sharing, SRT for secure remote feeds over the public internet, and standard RTMP for pushing straight to YouTube or Twitch.
All with under 100 milliseconds of latency, which is crazy. But wait, with up to 16 streams firing at once, how do you even know if the box is overheating? Or dropping frames? Do you have to keep a separate laptop open just to monitor it?
Nope. They built a tiny 1.14-inch LCD touchscreen right into the chassis.
Oh, so it's like a sports car's telemetry dashboard?
Yeah, you just glance over and instantly check your IP address,
Yeah.
your CPU load, temperature, tally status meter.
Which just lets you know which camera is live, right?
Exactly.
But, any live streamer knows the absolute terror of your internet suddenly dropping mid-broadcast. If your router dies, all 16 of those streams die with it.
Which brings up the ultimate failsafe. While you are streaming, the unit simultaneously records a pristine local copy.
An MOV or MP4 file, right?
Right, directly to a network-attached storage drive or just right into one of its 3 USB ports. If the web goes down, your local recording is totally safe.
That is huge.
And it manages incredibly dense audio, too, capturing 8 distinct channels of audio over SDI and 4 channels over HDMI.
Looking at all these specs together, the core takeaway is pretty clear. High-end, pro-level video routing and encoding is just no longer locked behind massive, expensive infrastructure. It's incredibly centralized now.
Yeah, the capabilities that used to require a multi-million-dollar broadcast truck are literally just sitting on the corner of a desk.
It really makes you wonder, if a single $499 pocket-sized box can simultaneously handle 16 streams, mix 4K inputs, and record locally. Well, let me rephrase that. How might this completely erase the traditional barriers to entry for independent creators who are looking to broadcast television network quality live events?